How do you handle it when your horse gives you negative feedback? On a scale of 1 to 10, do you just lose all hopes in your riding dreams and plans entirely? Do you lose your confidence? Do you get mad? Do you get frustrated? Do you blame your horse, or do you make excuses for their behavior? What if instead of getting emotional, you responded with curiosity? Curiosity is one of the best ways that you can step back, ask objective questions about the situation without taking it so personally. When your horse gives you a red flag that they're not feeling well, have lost some confidence, or are just in general having an off day, it's important to ask why, especially if this has come on suddenly, or even if it's been going on for a longer period of time, but you just don't seem to be gaining any ground and making any progress. When we become curious and develop that within ourselves, instead of becoming judgmental or defensive about our horse's behavior, we hold space to problem solve for our horses. Remember, you are your horse's greatest advocate. They do not have an audible voice. The only way that your horse can communicate to you that something is wrong is by acting up or acting off in some way. Oftentimes, this part of the horse journey can be so difficult because we come across an internal conflict that we have within ourselves that maybe we didn't even know was there. And that conflict is the initial story that you created in your mind of what owning a horse was going to be like, crashing into the reality of what actually having a horse is. That initial dream image that you have in your mind, that initial picture, usually involves some type of goal. So whether that's winning a horse show or going on a relaxing trail ride day after day without running into any issues, or a horse that wants to be with you and meets you at the gate, just overall having a horse that wants to go do what you want, wants to be that partner with you. That's usually the image that everyone has in their mind. And then reality hits and you have that first spook on the trail and you fall off. Or you spend hours trying to catch your horse out in the pasture and it doesn't want to be with you. Or you've gone through 5 different vets and you still can't get to the bottom of that mystery lameness that your horse is experiencing. You might feel betrayed, bewildered, or just generally upset that things could have gone so horribly wrong. And it can become this death spiral that you go down mentally that's very hard to come out of. But you actually have a choice as to whether you want to go down that spiral of self-pity, or assuming I have mostly female watchers, you can cowgirl up and respond with curiosity. Don't let anyone tell you that your horse is exhibiting a negative behavior for no reason at all. That's just lazy horsemanship. There is always a reason behind a horse's change in behavior, and it's your job to sort it out and figure out what it is. So here's a couple of steps that you can take to help determine why your horse is giving you negative feedback. Step 1, be curious. We talked about that. Curiosity is gonna help fight off our emotional response to it. It's gonna help us engage in the process, and it's gonna empower us to be able to go out and ask for help, which leads me to step 2. Ask for help. You don't have to be the source of all of the answers. Find someone who knows. Find somebody who knows somebody who might know. And you might go through a chain of different vets and farriers and trainers and whatever it is until you finally find the answer. And step 3, very important, make sure you give each plausible answer enough time to get changed around. Horses are pattern animals and they develop their habits through patterns. So it takes a little bit of time for them to adjust to a new pattern. So whether that's a new medication from your vet or a new tip from a horse trainer, make sure you give each plausible answer enough time to work. That might be a couple of weeks. Ask the person that you've reached out to how long they think you should try this before you go to the next thing. If you jump from one thing to the next too quickly, you may have missed your answer entirely. Going through this process, you will eventually find the cause of your horse's behavioral change, or you will accidentally resolve the issue that was causing it in the first place. Either way, you will eventually overcome it and be able to get back to enjoying your horse again. So if you've had a hard-fought battle of getting through the why behind a horse's sudden behavioral change, I would love to hear from you. I would also love to hear if you're new on this journey and you're just starting to try to figure out why your horse is acting up. Please comment in the comment section below or like this video. And also head on over to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button as well if you want to get more training tips like this. I look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Ashley Purdon with Pioneer Horsemanship.